So, you have a habit that you just can't seem to kick. No matter how it's dealt with, this insidious behavior always comes out victorious. And why is that? Why do many of us actively choose to do things that we know will lead to a harmful outcome? It is tempting to suggest that it's due to stupidity, but that's not always the case. Sometimes certain acts are committed as a result of deeper issues. But it should be stressed that in no way does this excuse the decision to partake in something that you know causes physical dependency. Addiction is tough to overcome, but if you were educated on the subject, it's no one's fault but yours. So what exactly is a bad habit? This pertains to anything willingly done that interferes with us achieving our individual goals. We all know that one person that's bound and determined to make progress in the gym, but they just will not stop eating junk food, and as a result that desired physique is never attained. It's enough to make you want to pull your hair out. But that's what I mean when I'm talking about the silly things people do on a regular basis that kill progress. Now back to the question of, why do we do this to ourselves? Well, that's not easy to answer because everyone has a different reason. But with that said, I still suspect that a big part of the issue stems from being weak-willed. That statement might sting a little bit, and I hope it does, because you need to hear it. It's hard to be honest with yourself, especially when it comes to your faults. So right now, I want you to think about one of your bad habits, preferably something very foolish, and then go look in the mirror and admit that the person you see looking back is responsible. The world didn't make you do it, and neither did the people in your life. Friends and family can definitely play a major role. Peer pressure is a powerful thing, but it's not impossible to overcome. A little bit of willpower can go a long way. To be fair though, it's not always so easy to go about things on your own. Sometimes you need help. This is where friends can come in handy. And the odds are pretty good that they have bad habits as well, which means there is the potential for you to motivate each other, so don't hesitate to reach out. Something to be cautious of though is negative influence. This is where things can get confusing. These people always have your back, but they also reinforce the things you want to stop doing. If this is the case, then the best thing you can do is have a heart-to-heart with them and clearly explain the situation. True friends will understand and support you. They won't try to guilt or shame you. There won't be any laughs directed at the effort to better yourself. And if you're still met with resistance, despite how much it's been established that this habit needs removed, then it might be time to reconsider the company you keep. This might seem extreme. Well, it honestly is extreme. Anytime you make a sacrifice such as cutting someone out of your life, it can have quite an emotional impact. But you have to ask yourself what's more important, having this person in your life or breaking the seemingly never-ending cycle of poor decisions. And maybe peer pressure has nothing to do with it. All these bad choices could be the result of you being unhappy. Maybe you're just trying to escape. Fair enough. I'll be the first to admit that life is ruthless. But at some point you need to understand that these actions are making the situation worse, not better. The relief is temporary, and before you know it, you're back in misery, maintaining the status quo. If you want to get away, why not escape through something beneficial? Try picking up a habit that doesn't only take your mind off of things, but also brings you joy and gets you closer to accomplishing a goal. Whether you're alone in this journey or you have some kind of outside influence, it all comes down to one thing: how bad you want change. So, how bad do you want to break this habit? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to do in order to be successful? Hey everybody, thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. Also, if you could, tap that little bell icon so you're notified every time I come out with new content. Everybody has bad habits. I have bad habits, and I have my own ways of dealing with them. So I think it's important to point out that everyone has their own way of dealing with issues. But I want to give you an example of one of the things I do. Something that works for me is that I reach out to one of my friends who also has a bad habit, and then we kinda challenge each other. We hold each other accountable when it comes to giving into these things. So for instance, maybe I want to drink less, so my friend keeps tabs on me and calls me out every time I drink. Something along the lines of, "Oh, so you're not strong enough to say no to the bottle?" It's just those little things that work for me. So you just need to figure out what works for you. Where there's a will, there's a way. Alright, until you hear from me again, have a good one.